What's up, everybody? Welcome back to Hot Swappable Gaming. I'm Connor. That's Mike.
What's up?
And we today are going to be talking about RWBY 7, analyzing the trailer, and making some theories here and there. So, let's just get straight into it. Instead of going chronologically throughout the trailer, I figure we'll just break it down kind of step by step of everything that's kind of new, and then get into the theory crafting. So let's just get some of the fun stuff out of the way. So we've seen some new Grim. How do you like these Grim?
Yes. Like the little centipede
Yep.
things. Yeah, those were those were kind of trippy. I don't know what exactly they can do aside from dig,
Yeah, they can
but
definitely burrow into the ground. Seems like they have some kind of a team attack because there were two of them spinning together.
yeah, it's like I don't know if they're warped together or they're actually just team attack. And there's
The new saber
I don't know
tooth
if
Grim.
it's yeah, I was gonna say there's that and the ice thing. I don't know if that was new or not, but
So, well, let's just talk about the saber tooth Grim. They seem like they're just going to replace the Beowulf for Atlas.
yeah.
So, those are pretty standard fodder looking enemies. For the ice, or for the ice one, I don't know if it's just ice or crystals or dust. It looks like it's dust based, but it's absolutely a variant of the Geist. So
Yeah,
yeah.
like the possess something or it was like a
So,
stronger version.
so what's the name of it gonna be? Because Armagigas, that was the suit of armor. Petragigas, that was the rock.
That's a good
It's
question.
gonna be something Gigas, something that would be dust or magic related. Giga Gigas.
This is like going to Pokemon on see the Gigas. It's madness.
And that one looks cool. That crystal dust based, whatever it is, that one looks pretty cool.
Yeah.
New settings. We've got the city of Atlas, and what might be the city of Mantle, with Mantle being the ground city and Atlas being the sky city. I'm not positive.
Yeah, it didn't give us a good reference point because it did show them underground and then like in the city. So that would make sense though. It's based on I guess the actual picture when they were flying in.
I'm
I'm gonna go with
really,
that.
I'm really curious about if that whole thing is just Atlas or if it is actually Atlas and Mantle. Because in which case, my Mantle city is unfortunately somewhat lacking in the RWBY D&D compared to that one.
I mean, we just got this source information, so we'll
Yeah.
cut you some slack.
Other new settings that we see a bunch of clips of a dust mine / outpost, and then we just see some rioting going on in city streets. So that seems, it'll be fun. It'll be very different from what we're used to, I think.
Yeah, because I don't even know what the cause. I guess I can assume what the cause of the riots are, but like this just city just went to chaos.
But before the theory crafting, there's one last series of new things to talk about. The new outfits.
Yeah, they're dope. Like I don't. I guess I don't know if there's gonna be a time skip or this is just new outfits.
I have no
'Cause
idea.
they looked older to me, just at least like slightly, except for Ruby, of course, because this is Ruby.
Even her hair is slightly longer. Ugh, shivered right there.
But they looked older, so I don't know. There might be a time skip, but I thought Weiss was Winter for a second. For the terms of the video, I was like, oh,
Her theme is definitely looking a lot more like Winter. She's got that long ponytail. I like a girl with a short skirt and a long ponytail.
GG.
And she's actually wearing, a thicker top on her shoulders. That's pretty much everything with Weiss. Ruby, she's also mostly the same, slightly longer hair that makes me think of her mother. And she's also got a bit more of a Cleveland Brown,
Yes.
cleavage presenting chest piece with some sexy stockings on top of her thigh high leggings or Whatever the hell it is. I don't know what it is, but it's hot.
Just got a quick glimpse of Nora and Rin.
Nora's is pretty simple. Just kind of
Yeah,
a design change more than anything, color change.
they're slightly longer.
hmm Actually, has a bit of armor now. Very, very slight bit of
A
armor.
little bit, yeah.
Ren's got that new. I like Ren's. He's got just like that arm covering thing, and he's also got the little holster for his knife.
Knife, yeah. It's nice. Hair's in a ponytail now.
Mm. Yang has a fuzzy like belly coat and overalls that like get separated at the thigh.
Yeah,
So that's interesting. Blake definitely looking the newest though, looking the most fresh.
yeah. Her outfit's my favorite so far.
I have a little
Cut
bit
her
of an issue with it, but it's like a semi-issue. But yeah, we
hair.
see she's got short hair now, long sleeves with a thumb hole in it. Uh, much more of her body is covered compared to her last outfit. And even her weapon's been altered in some way because it got broken in the Atom fight at the end of Volume 6. Um, and it looks like she's just kind of repaired it. There might be additional features, but all we really see is that there's now a yellow streak in it.
Yeah, might be
Um,
for dust or.
but her weapon makes me think that she's like a dominatrix.
That's your only problem with
It's like I said, it's a semi problem. I don't necessarily have any issue with it, but it's not quite what I was expecting.
it. GG. Alright, I mean, true.
I don't expect the hero of the world to try and step on me and make me call her mommy.
That's just what the people want, you know? That's just what the people want.
This is true. Everybody loved her mom. Everybody loved Kali.
Yep. And here we are.
And here we are.
She resembles her quite a bit now.
Oh yeah. Let's get into the dialogue now, shall we? What'd you like in it? How'd you feel?
But Ironwood's little aside,
Oh wait, sorry.
or
Even
just in general.
Ironwood looks a little bit different. Let's touch on that before we get too far. He's growing a beard.
The beard, yeah.
Man,
Before it was just like some shadow, but now.
really tracking his descent. All right, now you can continue on.
Favorite dialogue was when Crow is like, "This can't get any worse, right?" And then he gets captured immediately after saying it. I was like, "Oh,
We get a look at his new voice first. First off, did you notice it? Were you looking for it?
I wasn't looking for it, but I was like, you know, we just got to move on, I guess." So, it is not that much different. I mean,
Yeah, the new actor does a very good job of representing Crow. I thought from that one line at least,
yeah,
and I
but
absolutely noticed it. But I was also looking for it. Before we go into more of the Ironwood aspect of it, let's just talk about that then. So the team gets captured, a new gravity-based Ebola, which I saw that and I was like, fuck, that's cool. How have I not thought about that?
weight it down.
Yeah, weighing them down, which I do have two issues with.
Yeah,
Number one, so after they get tied down, we see them taking the relic, and we don't know whether it's forces from forces from Atlas or forces from Salem.
yeah.
But if it's not someone from Atlas, and Crow doesn't turn into a bird to get the fuck out of that bola, I'm gonna be pissed.
You know, I guess we'll just wait and see. We'll just wait and see. Who caught them off guard though? Like I was trying to look and see if I could remember if this was a person that had existed, but I
He's
can't
not
even
someone who
find
I
anything.
recognize at all. I think he's
Yeah,
completely new. He is dressed as though he's from Atlas, just from
right.
that white, but it also could be a guy's. Because we do know
Yeah,
that there is Mercury or not Mercury, Emerald, and she might be doing something with the mind to trick them into thinking that maybe it's someone from Atlas. Could be something else. I expect we'll see a lot more of what's his name? The sciency guy on Salem's team. Watts.
The nerd bag.
I expect we'll see more of him in this season, and so it could be one of his subordinates. Who knows?
So they clearly haven't given up yet. They're aware that Salem currently is unkillable. So they're trying to devise a new approach.
So that's something I wanted to touch on.
Until now, I believed it was impossible to truly turn the tide against Salem. We find ourselves in a position of needing a new approach. She will keep returning stronger and stronger unless we destroy her.
So I think what's going to happen, and this is a little bit of a shooting off in one direction for this theory, but I think we're going to be seeing an old recording of him talking about that, and I think it's going to be revolving around Penny.
That's interesting.
Because there's no way in hell we don't see more Penny, or at least more android girls like her. But then once he goes into his next dialogue, there is much more like shaky, much more desperate in his tone. As she will keep returning, growing stronger and stronger unless we destroy her.
Yeah. So he's pulling on strings. And so I guess we don't know what he knows about the relics.
I
Or what
assume we know
Salem.
as much as Crow knew, and they might have told him about the truth behind Ozpin and Salem.
Yeah, because Oz, he didn't tell anyone where these relics were held.
Well, the headmasters knew,
Which, okay,
because that's where all of the relics were housed, each of their academies.
to the relic of knowledge. One of them was missing though, right?
So what it is the Relic of Knowledge. That was the one in Mistral. That is the one that they have on them. That is the lamp. The other three, it is unknown exactly where each one resides. I have speculation. I think that the staff is what resides in Atlas. I think the sword resides in what the fuck's it called? Vacuo. And I think the crown resides in Vale. But the crown we didn't see when we were in Vale. And Ozpin, he said that, his relic that he was guarding was a special case, has a special defense in it with it. So whatever the hell that means, it's probably safe.
I'm just hoping they get to that in this season, or at least to one of the relics.
Yeah.
They're talking about defeating your, like, we ain't really talked about these relics that much, and I'm hoping that's like the hope that they're talking about, or maybe it's related to RWBY specifically. Them dang old silver eyes.
What do you think Ironwood's plan to destroy Salem is?
I mean, we haven't seen this guy in like since Weiss left.
Mm-hmm.
So at that point, I think that's when they had that big disagreement, and then he like left.
Yeah,
or, like storming in there.
Jacques and Ironwood did, and Ironwood was really throwing his weight around. He's like saying, I own 2 seats on the council now. I can decide whatever the fuck I want. So you have a decision to make, Jacques. Be on my side or get the fuck out of my way.
I wish you had said it like that. That'd been cooler.
I love Ironwood might be my favorite character. I have a few that are really up there. Ironwood is someone who I love so much because he's someone who I see a lot of myself in his kind of arguments that he's trying to do. He's someone who's very pragmatic, very practical, logical, but also trying to understanding that there needs to be room for compassion and things like that.
Strong sense of justice.
A strong sense of justice, but also a strong sense of cruelty. And so that's what I think his plan to destroy her could be. What I would do if I was someone trying to kill Salem knowing she was immortal, I would chop her up into bits and send her across the planet. That's what I would try and do. Or maybe he's thinking, with Ruby following up kind of with the how tell us how we can help line, maybe he's created a new android like Penny 2.0. But this time he realizes maybe there's something extra that this one needs. Maybe she could use a real nice pair of eyes from someone who's really willing to donate. That would be a dark twist.
Would he go that far though?
That's the question as to how far he's only fallen.
That beard is the beard of a man who's thought for a long time.
So I touched on this a little bit in the theory video about how I think that Salem was probably the one who hunted the Silver Red Warriors to kill them because maybe they're a threat to her or her children. And Ironwood might be moving on that same mentality. One thing that I found interesting is we don't actually see the new version of Jean any point in this trailer. We see a little bit of him before he has his, new clothing setup. And that seems to be very early on in the season. But afterwards, where we see all of Team RWBY, where we see Ren and Nora, we don't see Jean at all.
Do not.
And we know what his new outfit is, thanks to Twitter. How do you feel about his new look, first off?
The hair?
He's pretty much the same, but with a new hairdo.
Yeah, I don't know how I feel about that new hairstyle.
I hate it.
I don't know how I feel about it. Maybe I'll warm up to it. We'll see. But yeah, I'm not feeling too good about that. I'm not satisfied with that hairstyle.
It's, oh god. It's like just new Chad John.
Chad. Yeah, they could have just kept his hair the same. Honestly, they could have changed something. I would prefer pretty much any other change, like added more armor or I'm gonna stop there. I'll wait and see. Like, wait and see if I get like a little bit more adjusted to it.
But what do you think Jean's doing during this time where he's not in the trailer at all? Did they just cut around him to not reveal anything, or is he actually doing something more valuable?
I feel like they might have him do something more valuable because the place Jean was at by the end of the season 6, he was just like warming up to his new powers. And I think because I guess Ruby is his beacon of hope now, or something like it. I guess Pyrrha still is. But as far as like among living characters, that's like someone who he like really confides in or trust. So I don't think he would I feel like he wouldn't just go off on his own. Or even if they sent him off like to go do something, unless they found something out that was related to his past. Which I hope maybe is the case.
So here's one idea I had. Let's say that they take the relic at the end. Yeah, at the end of the trailer, we see them take the relic. Maybe that isn't someone from Atlas. Maybe that is someone from Salem's side, and maybe they also take Jean.
Ooh, kidnap Jean, and maybe they're like trying to like when they all like jumping down and everything, they're going to save Jean.
Maybe. We also don't see Oscar. Is the other thing. So
yeah, I noticed that. Yeah, we did not see it. We saw Oscar in the beginning, but not at the end.
Yep, same with John. So maybe they were both taken. And that was one of the lines is that in Volume 6 they say once Salem is aware that Oz is back, they talk about how if there's anyone who can stop Ironwood from his current path of destruction, it is going to be Oz. So they will be trying to do anything in their power to stop him before he can reach Ironwood. So maybe they take Oz, maybe they take the Relic, and maybe they take Jean, and maybe we're finally gonna learn some of his fucking backstory.
We need to. So we've been waiting for years for like some inkling of A, his semblance, which we finally got, and B, who are you, Jean? We heard your grandfather was this great person. They have a statue, For crying out loud. Who is your grandfather?
His name's
Who is your
Tom.
father?
He was the drummer boy.
Chi-Chi.
He had a sword and shield with him as well.
We don't see Crow after that either.
That's true. We don't see Crow either. I didn't think about that.
Huh. And that's just these characters.
Maybe they're all doing something together. I like the idea that Ren and Nora are fighting their battle. Team Ruby's fighting their battle, and they're just like Jean Crow, and I was like, "This is a really good steak, man."
Just having some nice dinner.
I've got one last thing. I just want to make sure it's out there for the record.
All right.
Atlas Academy Colossus Mode. It's coming.
Colossus Mode.
Atlas Academy, like Ironwood's going to sit down in his chair. So he's gonna plug into his computerized self. And then the whole thing, like all of Atlas Academy, is going to start issuing alerts to evacuate everyone that's in there, and it's going to connect into a giant robot that's going to stand up, and he's going to start fighting.
You know, we've seen it happen once. You know, not within the whole academy, but you know, I believe it. I believe that.
I think that was the setup for that. I think that was the reason for the giant robot at the end of Volume 6, was to say, hey, these exist. Be ready.
These are coming.
Alright, well, yeah, that's pretty much it for me on this. Gonna cut out probably a lot of that. This went much longer than I expected, but it was fun.
Yeah, you just like take bits and pieces off of that. The relevant stuff.
So, thanks for watching. Feel free to call out us on why we're wrong and stupid, or say why we're right and smart.
Either one.
Either one. But hey, thanks for watching, everybody. We'll see you with the next one.